I was looking for ideas for the vlog this week, and singer Josie Duncan suggested that I do a shout out for questions on Twitter and Instagram. So I did, and here they are. Migro on Instagram asked, what was your first job in trad that didn't involve playing? Well, at 16 I left school and joined Heriot-Watt TV Centre, which was a branch of Heriot-Watt University. It was an okay job. I thought I was going to be making a lot more TV programmes than I did, and actually all I really did learn was how to change a plug. A question from great bass player Thoumire. Do you still have that super fluorescent orange shirt? No, I was told to throw it out years ago. Here's a question from Steve Rick. He asks, Simon, read your vlog on doing a recording. Do you find it still profitable to release CDs as opposed to releasing only digital material? Well, it's a really interesting question, Steve, and it's something I think about an awful lot. I think the only reason to make CDs nowadays is if you're out and able to gig and sell them, because that's where they're sold. If you're not out gigging and not having a place to sell your music, then where do you sell them? You end up putting them in your loft, and then I think the only answer is digital. But what I really like about digital is immediately worldwide distribution through YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and it's amazing opportunities. Josie Duncan asked the question, what would your desert island disc be? Well, the first album that I got that really got me into trad music was Silly Wizard's Caledonian Hardy Boy, so I'd take that to Ireland with me. The other record that just gives me so great memories is the McCallum Smuggler, which is where I first heard the concertina played by Hamish Bain, so I'd probably take that because it'd be lovely memories of it. I can never really concentrate on anything for too long, so a current album that I'm really enjoying is the Canaris Quintet Free one, so I might take that with me as well. Morag Curry asks, is social media the only viable way to promote new music today? That's a good question, Morag. Social media, of course, isn't the only viable way to promote new music, but we do have to use it. You should be writing posts on your website and sharing them across all kinds of social media. You know, you really need to get people to actually hear your music, and social media is just one of the ways to direct it. The other ways to get your new music heard is to get out and play. Now that's obvious, but where do you play if you're just starting? The way is to get out to these folk clubs, do support slots, do ask around, see if there are places you can play. You might not be getting very much money for it, but people will hear your music, and that's a great form of promotion. Iona Fife on Instagram asks, do you think that record labels are still worthwhile in this day? Well, when I started out as a musician, the only way to release an album pretty much was with a record label, and there were some great labels out there, but it has changed nowadays, especially in the folk scene where most people do self-releases. One of the things I miss about record labels though is they have catalogues of music. It's easy to find out what releases are around. With all the self-releasing nowadays, records come and go and they disappear, and it's quite hard to find out what was released when. Man from the Minch asked, what's your favourite tune? Excellent question. I really don't know. There's so many great tunes which are different in every moment you play them. I suppose one of the tunes that I've recorded the most is the Tipsy Tailor or the Drunken Sailor, which I learned from Alison Anderson's fabulous concertina workshop tutorial book and album. So I'm going to play that for you now. Now, if you enjoy my content, why don't you support my Patreon account, which is patreon.com/Simon Thoumire. Any help is much appreciated. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube or like my Facebook page. And if you've got any comments, comment down below. It's always good to hear from you.